Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. Okay, so SydneySweeney finally came out with her sorta apology about the whole American Eagle's great genes mess. And listen, the internet is not having it. If this was meant to calm people down, it's had the opposite effect. The apology felt late, safe, and it felt like she was trying to play both sides in this whole situation. It seems as though Sydney is trying to appeal to two crowds at the same time who have very different opinions and views on various subjects, whilst keeping everybody happy and dodging accountability. So today we're going to go into her apology, why it flopped, and why the internet dragged it instantly, and how her whole PR strategy is actually backfiring on both sides of her audience. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything said here too seriously. It's just jokes, gossip, and opinions. Please relax and enjoy the video. Everything presented in this video is alleged. I'm only spreading the word on the curb, and in no way am giving my personal opinion. If you already know what went down, feel free to skip to the timestamp on screen. But for everyone else, here's a recap of this whole situation. SydneySweeney started an American Eagle ad with the tagline, "Great Genes." Sounds simple enough, right? Except the internet immediately exploded, reading it as great genes, as in genetics, which touched on an issue of race, privilege, and also eugenics.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
SydneySweeney has her genes.
After the ad and the subsequent backlash, she was asked by GQ what she thought about the drama. Her response, it was just a jeans ad, and if she wanted to say something publicly, she would. Basically implying that she doesn't have anything to say on the subject right now. Basically, she treated it like it was no big deal, like everyone was overreacting, which of course only made people more frustrated. Then things got worse. She went on to have 4 movies in a row flop. Americana, Echo Valley, Christy, and Immaculate. Critics weren't kind, audiences weren't showing up, and suddenly it looked like Sydney's star power was wobbling. Now with another movie coming out soon, Housemates, the stakes are higher than ever. This is where the so-called apology comes in. Clearly not just about clearing the air, but also about damage control ahead of her next big release. The timing, the tone, and the context of all this, it's what's making the internet kinda side-eye this whole situation. So yeah, her ad, her response, and her flopping movies all lead perfectly into the apology. But instead of making people sympathize, it gave them more reasons to doubt her sincerity.
Nah, Sydney, don't walk it back now. You can't walk back all that. You don't remember all that attitude you had when you was like, if I have something that I want to say, I'm going to say it. Where was all these apologies 4 movies ago? Now, suddenly, because you realize that community ain't finna support you and that they was really just capping for the internet, which is what they all do. They trying to just get hit tweets. They ain't going to see your movies, especially ones where you playing as a strong female. I'm surprised your agent didn't tell you about this, but wait, what if your agent did? I think your agent is the person who told you that this would be a good idea. Because as far as she's concerned, she just see dollar signs. But understand, you 4 flops in. You can't stay at the top and be the it girl when every single movie that you are the lead in flops. Keep that in mind. That's why she out here all apologetic right now. But I will say it is funny. I guess all them good genes don't help that much at the box office, huh?
Alright, let's get into what Sydney actually said. In an interview with People published on December 5th, she said the following. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm always trying to bring people together. I'm against hate and divisiveness. In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press. But recently, I have come to realize that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the divide, not closed it. So I hope this new year brings more focus on what connects us instead of what divides us. She continued to say, I don't support the views some people chose to connect to the campaign. Many have assigned motives and labels to me that just aren't true. Sounds okay on paper, right? But here's the real problem. The internet immediately noticed what she didn't say. Nowhere in the statement did she explicitly address the eugenics undertone that people were calling out. She never said, I do not support the idea of great genes being interpreted as racial superiority. And the omission, it matters, because for a lot of people, when you're against hate in general doesn't fix the impact of a campaign that literally triggered accusations of racial bias. People weren't just upset about her silence, They were upset that when she finally spoke, she danced around the exact part that made the ad offensive for a lot of people in the first place. Basically, her apology came off as vague, safe, and careful, more PR than accountability, and the internet, they saw right through it. They wanted specificity, clarity, and acknowledgement of the real issue, not a broad "I'm against hate" statement.
I don't support the views that some people chose to connect to the campaign. What views? What were those views? Name the views. That's why she's still trying to both sides this shit, where she could try to like finesse her way out of being associated with white supremacists while still trying to keep the white supremacists that love that ad on her side. It's wild for me to think that in 2025, people are still like reading clear PR bullshit like this and just like eating it up, being like, oh, I totally get it now. I was wrong. Yeah, she clearly made a statement, and this means a lot. The worst part in all this, and the person that I feel the worst for, is Christy Martin. She caught a complete stray and had her life story caught up in this drama because of SydneySweeney. People were clearly happy that this movie fucking flopped, like I was too. It's just a shame because like this was her one chance to get her story told in a biopic, and it got caught up in this drama because they chose SydneySweeney to be the person to play her in the movie.
So after pissing off the more progressive side, things got messy for SydneySweeney, and honestly, this is where her apology blew up even more. The people who originally celebrated that American Eagle campaign, the ones with the more, let's say, traditional-minded values, yeah, they were furious at her climb down. They saw her ad, they defended it, they backed on social media, and now they felt like she turned around and apologized to appease the other side to them. But that's at the political spectrum. This wasn't accountability, it was betrayal. They're calling it a pander, a fold, a backtrack, and suddenly she's not their golden girl anymore. But here's a real kicker. Her attempt to soften things didn't win over the progressive audience either, because the apology didn't actually address the issue they brought up, the eugenics undertone. They still felt ignored. They're saying the apology is vague, empty, and PR gloss. So now she has two sides annoyed with her at the same time. And it gets even worse. When you look at the timing, Sydney's out here promoting a movie about a lesbian boxer, a story that naturally appeals more to progressive and LGBT audiences. But instead of strengthening that connection, she spent months coursing an audience that is not inclined to buy a ticket for that kind of movie in the first place. Like, the math is not mathing. She frustrated an audience who would be interested in the film. She tried catering to an audience who wouldn't support a movie like that, no matter what. And then her apology didn't satisfy anyone. So whether you look at it politically or strategically, she's in a real precarious spot. She lost goodwill from the people who cheered her on, and she didn't gain any goodwill from the people who wanted clarity. And now she's releasing a film that needs the very audiences she alienated. At the end of the day, this whole situation with SydneySweeney shows just how important it is to have people around you who understand your target audience and understands what kind of content they want to see. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in a situation where you are chasing for both sides' approval in a way that doesn't necessarily work.
We just had a debate on the show privately about whether that was her backtracking or bending the knee, which I maintained it was, and my executive producer didn't feel as harshly about it. But I was like, no, she's changed the messaging. They got to her. Hollywood, her agents, her PR people, the casting directors, the money men, like producers who actually could like control her presence in a film. They got to her because her messaging sounds very different from, I think when I have something to say about that, people will hear. I agree with you. It's alarmingly close to a genuflection to the left.
Please leave all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, and leave a like if you've enjoyed this content so far. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Shay out.